Hey guys, my name is Leah Lewis and I play Ellie Chu in the half of it.
Hi guys, my name is Diemer.
Hi, my name is Alexxis Lemire. I play Aster Flores in the half of it, and we're here with 17 to answer your dating questions.
How can I kiss someone? I'm really shy and I've never kissed anyone before. I'm just gonna say, first of all, my first ever kiss was when I was 18 years old, which from a lot of people that I've talked to is quite late in the process, but I also know friends that haven't kissed anybody even later than that. And my first kiss was actually in an acting class. So I haven't had your typical situation in that regard, but I think when I did start dating, it really was this thing of just organically, just like when the moment's right, when you both feel it, when you're both into like the person that you're with is into the moment, then it's something that if you know that they're into, then you can go for it. And it's just, I think it feels right in the body.
For this person who has said that they've never kissed anyone before, that's completely okay. You know, like Daniel said, you feel when you are ready to make that kiss. And that is when, you literally can go and kiss. And everyone's kiss is different. It doesn't always look like the movies or people are like, blah, blah, blah. Sometimes it's just, and that's awesome. What do you do when you and your best friend like the same person? Honestly, I would let my best friend have that person, but just because friendship means more to me. So I think it's situation by situation, but really assess both sides of it. What do you guys think?
Depending on how close you and that friend are, I mean, sitting down and having an honest conversation, if one of you two is feeling him more than the other, then maybe, I personally, if they were feeling him more than I was, then I'd take a step back and be like, girl, have it. Question is, this guy literally tells me everything. We're best friends. How do I make sure that we just stay friends? I don't like him in that way.
Honesty would probably be the best policy. Obviously being aware of this other person's feelings, because it can be very difficult sometimes when, we feel for somebody and those feelings aren't really reciprocated. But I would say to just really try to be there for him as a friend, but also really be honest about what you want too, because that's just as important.
Enjoy the friendship, be respectful of one another in that relationship.
If nothing is said and it hasn't gotten to that point, I think it might not need to be something that needs to be brought up until it's brought up, and just for, sake of not starting an awkward conversation if there's no, really need to.
What do you do after you know someone likes you and you like them back? Oh, very good question.
I think that after you know someone likes you and you like them back, that is completely up to you with how you want to go about that situation. Some of us are totally ready to dive into a relationship, and some of us are totally don't even know what a relationship is, and that's completely okay. I think really just enjoy this. And also, if you feel so inclined, be honest with that person and see where it goes from there. But if not, you can hold on to that information as long as you need to.
And honestly, ask yourself first, like, where do you see it going? Where do you see this relationship going if it does turn to something? And if it's something that you're like, I need this so bad, and it's something that you want to pursue, I definitely think it's worth bringing up and seeing where they stand and taking it from there. Should you keep trying even if it's perfectly clear to you that you have no chances together? I'm gay and I've been crushing on my friend for 2 years, but when she found out, she stopped talking to me.
When we have these feelings for someone, obviously, I think it's really beautiful when we express them. And I think it is honestly one of the boldest things we can do, self-expression. So that is incredible. But, when you find that someone's just not really reciprocating those feelings, I think for yourself, it's really good to take a step back and just kind of assess the situation and really see how it's affecting you mentally and emotionally. And I think it's really up to you to decide whether that is something you want to continue with. But also keeping in mind that sometimes relationships are not meant to be and they're not for us. But that doesn't mean that something incredible isn't waiting on the other side of that door for you.
It is a really brave thing to come out and tell that person how you feel, not knowing how they're going to say or how they're going to react. But, if they're pretty clear that, the case is that it's never going to be the way that you want it to be, I definitely think you should take a step back, assess the situation and say, well, is this friendship something worth salvaging? Or is this something that I can handle? Can I handle being friends with this person, knowing how they feel and also knowing how I feel? Definitely take yourself into consideration, because, sometimes those situations could end up being unhealthy for yourself.
What are ways to get over a crush who doesn't like you back? So from personal experience, in the moment, sucks, like a lot. There's obviously a lot of different feelings surrounding that, more than just negative. It's just that the positive feelings you have for somebody don't necessarily dissipate right away, because you probably love them or have a crush on them for a reason, because they're a really cool person. So I think at that point, it depends on what your relationship with them is. If you're going to school with them and you're seeing them every day, then it's important to still be very respectful of that. But also, I think just really ask yourself these questions and to take it on a personal approach. Because for me, I think moving on and trying to stay friends with that person, but then also just talking to other people and just trying to let go of those feelings was the best fit for me. That's not necessarily going to be the best fit for you.
I think a really good way to take care of yourself after you realize your crush doesn't like you is to remember that it's not personal. We have all experienced a situation where we are not sure if we even like someone. And I think just stepping into the shoes of your crush and seeing that it's okay, and really being gentle with yourself and not beating yourself up over anything. My boyfriend's best friend is a girl. Should I be nervous? I want to say, I don't think that you should be nervous. I feel like there is always this weird stigma of guys can't be friends with girls. And sometimes things can get really messy, but I think as long as that communication is there with your boyfriend and the trust, really being able to communicate with your boyfriend and seeing where he's coming from and where his best girl friend is coming from as well, can really help you kind of assess the situation. I mean, we all get gripped with feelings of jealousy, but just staying true to yourself too, and remembering that you have a lot to bring to the table and this person is dating you for a reason. It can actually maybe even lead you to being friends with the girl.
If it's something that it's going to eat at you if you're not asking, I would just be honest with your boyfriend, have an honest and candid conversation with him and just say, hey, I've been having these thoughts and I just want to have a conversation with you about what I'm feeling and see where you stand.
If you guys go ahead and look at the half of it, you will see that there is a huge possibility for guy and girl to be platonic friends, no matter what sexuality they are.
How do you know when you actually like someone, not just as a friend? It's just kind of a feeling, If I feel this specific connection where I just really can be 100% open and have really good conversation with them and we're into the same things and, finding myself wanting to call them or, text them or kind of just, they like my photo and I'm like, oh, I really like that, just seeing their name pop up on my phone. It's little things like that for me that I'm like, yeah, okay, I think I like this person more than I thought I did.
I like everyone a lot in my life. So it can get kind of confusing. But when I know that I like someone, it's kind of like what you said, Alexxis. It's this little extra feeling of, I kind of want you to stick around for a little longer. And I'm kind of daydreaming about you. And I can kind of see us in each other's lives for a very, very long time. And it's just that really fuzzy feeling in the bottom of your heart that you're just like, the thought of that person kind of gets your pulse racing. And I'm actually like kind of getting like flustered and thinking about it.
Me now compared to me when I was in high school are two very different things. I think right now I'm much more aware of my feelings and how to be able to differentiate between them. But I think when I was in high school, I really had no clue. I think there was just a lot of energy, a lot of confusion. And I think at that point it really was just like, I'm thinking about this person like all the time, like why? And I would get nervous around her. I'd be, especially if it was like a personal conversation, I'd be really invested, or I'd get short of breath. I'd be like, So I think everybody has like their different things. I think now it's a very different thing where I'm very aware quite quickly. Like Alexxis was saying, if I have a mental connection with somebody, can I talk to them really easily? Do we have this like the same values and moral compass on things? And also like, can we spend a long time together, life together? Is that something that I'm excited about, or is that something where I'm like, maybe keep that just a little bit shorter, or at a distance, or however it is? But
I'm like, I just want to be around you all the time.
Yeah.
Me. I'm like, I just want to be around you. I want to feel your energy.
Do you think that people can be in love with more than one person? Can you fall in love in different ways with two people at the same time? I actually do believe that you can fall in love with more than one person. This kind of speaks on what our movie kind of talks about as well. There are so many different people on this earth that there's such an abundance of people. Like, I feel like there's so many different options, and different people bring out different things in us. And it's okay to, have those feelings for more than one person. Whether or not you act on them, that is definitely your own personal choice.
It just comes down to communication, so that if you are in a relationship with someone, you're talking it through, you're making sure both sides are aware of the situation, so that you're not hurting anybody unnecessarily through the process, and being very respectful of everybody involved. Because feelings are complicated, and we're human, and mistakes are made, but and love is constantly a process. So it's trying to figure out how to do it best for you and the people that you're in a relationship with.
Thank you guys so much for watching.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to check out the half of it streaming now on Netflix.